Well, I'm strongly overwhelmed. I'm reminded by another episode in the John's Gospel, which is where let me see if I can find it, so that I can just read it straight to you rather than comment first, Well, in the story, Lazarus has died, and Jesus comes into the vicinity. Martha goes out to meet him. A combination of puzzled and distressed and just needing Jesus, really. But she does it by talking to him, of course. That's how we relate, isn't it? So let's see how the story runs. Well, many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary, this is verse 19 of chapter 11 in John, to comfort them concerning their brother Lazarus, who was dead. Verse 20, then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house. Two interesting responses, aren't they? Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou had been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee. Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again. Martha saith unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? And she saith unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come into the world. And when she had so said, she went her way, and called Mary her sister secretly, saying, Master is come, and calleth for thee. As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. This is Mary. And Jesus was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. He hadn't moved. The Jews then, which were with him in the house, with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit, and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him? And they said unto him, Lord, come and see. The shortest verse in the Bible, I think, verse 35. Jesus wept. And then said the Jews, Behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, of course, that even this man should not have died. Jesus therefore again, groaning in himself, cometh to the grave, and it was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. And Jesus said, Take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh. King James language, right? For he hath been dead 4 days. Jesus saith unto her, Said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldst see the glory of God? They took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. And Jesus saith unto them, Loose him and let him go. And so it goes on. Thank you, Dad. The story is not about Lazarus, it's about you and me in this world. We are for a moment dead in this world, bound hand and foot and head in wrappings that obscure our sensitivity to the reality. It is the presence of what Jesus is, which is, if you like, the living word, as the Christian would say, that releases us back to life eternal. It's meant to be a prophecy, of course, of the crucifixion. It's to say that the entire story is mystical, of course. From the world's point of view, they are absurd miracles, fanciful, make-believe. But the world's make-believe is not up to grasping or imagining the splendor of God and our very selves in his eternal family. But the story of Jesus gives our heart a feel for the truth of the matter, beyond our mental conception. Which, compared to the truth of the matter, is indeed a mental state by comparison. But in worship, or in holding a newborn child, or in being with your beloved, you feel the truth of eternity and know God, and therefore who you are, child of God. Our wonderful Dad. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.